basically, this is just going to be a funny rant. So, somebody had a comment about my flag because I did back in 2019, but way before the pandemic, I did a blood test with African ancestry, not ancestry.com, but African ancestry. And I found out that my African roots go back to Cameroon and Equatorial Guinea, which is next door to each other in countries in West Africa. And you can see the flag right there, Cameroon, got the FBA, the Foundation of Black American, and then the African American flag as well. Tried to find the Equatorial Guinea flag, couldn't find it. But anyways, I really was going to talk about the weather on the East Coast, how it sucks right now. But somebody just came up to me, and me being from the DMV, usually people aren't as friendly. So when somebody is, I have to say, okay, greatly appreciate that. You know, and it's pretty cool because, you know, a lot of times people have a smug arrogance about them. I don't know why. I mean, you got good people in the DMV. I mean, you got jerks everywhere, no matter where you go. But you got good people in the DMV. So I can't just be, I'm not going to be, you know, because I'm from the area, I can talk about it as much as I want. But anyways, long story short, a lot of my friends that live in the South, they have this from Alabama, Mississippi to Texas, Louisiana. Right now, you know, we're going into the wintertime, and you got a lot of people crying about it's cold. And I'm going to tell you guys to buck up, okay? DMV, New York, the Midwest, you got parts of the Midwest right now that are getting snow. That's cold. So, and because I've never been I used to be a fan of cold weather when I was younger, but now that I'm older, I've never been a fan of cold weather. That's why I love the West Coast. Like in LA, it can get a little cold, but it doesn't get as cold as like Portland and Seattle or San Francisco. Now that's cold, you know. Or as Cleveland would say, now that's cold, or that's nasty. But anyways, so buck up. It's going to be one of those crazy winters. And like I said, being out here on the East Coast reminds me why I'm not a big fan of the cold weather. But it's funny that I say that because there's only been 3 places in my life that I've been the coldest. It's been the DMV when we had the blizzard of 96. Luckily, during the pandemic, it hasn't been we haven't had cold, blistering weather like that in probably the last 4 years. And then the coldest I've ever been was actually on the West Coast, Seattle and the Grand Canyon in Arizona. And the reason why it's because I wasn't properly dressed. Like I had my wool cap on, I did not have gloves. And after that situation in 2021 with the Grand Canyon, I was like, yeah, never again will I be put in a situation where I don't have gloves on. So I make sure all my clothes, all my hoodies, all my jackets have gloves. It might be the cheapest pairs of gloves I can find, but they got gloves. So I'm happy about that. But anyways, it just reminds me of those situations. The reason why I'm even talking about this is, 1, I'm not a big fan of cold weather. But 2, it just reminds me of you have to always be prepared in life. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. You know, it's one of my favorite sayings that it's an old school saying, but I usually hear Jason Black say that if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. And the main reason why I'm saying that is because so we're in crazy financial times now. Regular working people are feeling it, and they're feeling it in a big, big way, on many levels, on many aspects, in various different ways. Those people who rent out their rooms, a lot of times, like I said, it's becoming a lot of parts of America, especially in the most expensive parts. You know, it's in a sense becoming more third world, and it's normal for a family to live in a basement right now. It's normal for a family to live in a room right now. Like that was normal in New York for probably the last forever. I think I'm gonna just say forever on that one with New York City. Wasn't as normal in Los Angeles, but definitely it's been normal, feels like probably forever in the Bay Area. Ever since the Bay Area became the #1 tech hub, it's the most expensive part of the United States of America as far as continental United States. I think Hawaii is just as bad because these are places that are known to have a lot of homeless camps. In most major metropolitan areas have homeless camps nowadays. But anyways, the main reason why I'm talking about this right now is because I find it interesting how people don't want to prepare. And then when times get bad, you can't prepare. And being prepared is normal. Being prepared is just as normal as during the times when the whole world were considered gather hunters. They killed what they could eat, and they ate what they could kill and grow. Okay, It was that old story. I remember as a kid, learning about, um, how though I think it was the rabbit and the tortoise or one or the other. But anyways, if you remember, being a kid in America, you know these stories. Anyways, the one of the animals worked hard during the summertime so that they could be good with their food during the wintertime, because they know during the wintertime they can't really grow food, they can't really go out and hunt, or et cetera and so forth. The other person decided to just play, kick around, do what they wanted to do, and then when the wintertime came and they couldn't go out and get enough food, this person almost starved because they did not work hard for prepare for winter. My favorite saying from Games of Thrones: "Winter is coming." And I've been talking about, from an economic perspective, I don't give out financial advice, but I say what I do. I just tell people what I do, and you got to do your own research. You go from there. But the main thing in the United States of America is having access to capital and having savings. Okay, that is the main thing. Like, I remember one time people were like, why do you have all these credit cards, personal credit cards and business credit cards? I said, hey, you never know. A person might lose their job. You never know. I might not make money online. You never know. My tenants might leave, or I might have to evict them. Life happens. I might have an illness. Life happens. I'm a big fan for myself. I can't speak for others, of getting as many credit cards as possible, because you never know when you might have to max them out just to stay afloat. It's not a thing I advocate to do, but it's nice knowing that you can do that. Okay. Especially when you have credit cards like I do, when you can, you get cashback rewards. You get credit cards where you get air miles and things of that nature, because people are like, why do you travel so much? I said, well, a lot of times I pay half price, or I don't pay to, buy the tickets at all because of the air miles. I'm not bragging. People have been doing this for a long time. It's a simple thing. And it's the only expensive activity I like to do. Some people like to have a nice car. Some people like to have an overpriced house. I like to be able to get on the plane when I want to. So that's my only thing. But at the end of the day, winter is here economically across America. From, everything has gone up, cost of living. It's for a lot of people, it's cheaper to rent than it is to own a house right now. Groceries, I'm like, I can only imagine a family, with a bunch of people with a bunch of kids, unless they're getting, food stamps or the EBT card, something like that. And even then, like, I can just imagine if one does not have a significant amount of savings, one does not have a significant amount of access to capital, these things matter, and as I equate this to, it's a cold season. I can't stand the cold weather. I make fun of my friends that live in the South, in the West Coast. They talk about 50 degrees is cold. I was like, well, come to the East Coast of the Midwest and you'll see, 20 to 30 degree days will make you shine. But I know that if you live in Northern California, Portland, Seattle area, you're going to they have the moments where it gets pretty cold. Cause I know the coldest I've ever been was, in Seattle, because I didn't think it was going to be that bad. And I was back in 2017, and then the coldest was at the Grand Canyon. I was there in November 2021, and I was like, Lord have mercy. Like Phoenix, I was good, but once I got to that Grand Canyon, I was like, whoa! Felt like I was in the Midwest. And I had to suffer a little bit because I wasn't prepared. All right. A lot of people right now are suffering because they're not prepared financially. They're not prepared to take their life to the next level. We're actually living in a time now where six figures doesn't mean anything. Six figures is basically people are just considered, middle class, not even upper middle class anymore. The upper middle class is going to be $200,000, $300,000. And it's not just me saying it. The economists are saying this. So at the end of the day, moral of this rant, because me, I like to rant every now and then. Moral of this rant is be prepared when it comes to try to be healthier. Be prepared when it comes to your finances. Be prepared because the economic storm isn't coming. It's here, and it's going to get worse for more and more regular working people, regardless of who's in the White House, governor's house, and mayor's house. So on that note, do the great three things. Like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day. And as I always say, make money moves, or you're going to live, bro, like a fool. Take care.